Hey, this is Dr. Cody Sipe with a functional fitness tip for you. We're going to talk about how to use a dumbbell or a medicine ball to challenge your core or your trunk in the transverse plane, that is in the twisting plane. So the transverse plane is this rotational plane with twisting. And so we're going to work on stability, which means that we want a force to try to move us into rotating, but we're going to resist against it and we're not going to allow it to rotate us. Okay, so that's working in stability rather than mobility or movement. So if I were to kind of get back on the ground, kind of in a crunch position, see people, or maybe you've done this where you've taken a medicine ball and you're turning from side to side. Okay, yes, that's a transverse plane activity that is activating a lot of those abdominal muscles. Okay, but that's not what we're going to think about doing. Okay, that's a very dynamic exercise. And what we want to work on is we want to work on something that's a little bit safer for the back. And again, working stability, meaning I don't want all that movement of the trunk to occur, okay, because that is very problematic for the spine, puts high loads on the spine. And for people that have any sort of spinal issues already, it's just going to exacerbate or make the problem worse and make it progress. So there are other ways that we can challenge the body in the transverse plane without all the twisting motion. So I'm just going to show one today. Now this is a little bit more of an advanced exercise. I don't use this with people unless they're more fit, more athletic, and I really believe they can hold through the core. And we've built up their core and their trunk endurance and stability over a period of time, and they don't have any back problems to speak of. So this isn't for everybody. I don't suggest that you just go out and try this unless you really feel comfortable, you've worked your way up, and you've done a lot of other transverse plane or rotational stability exercises. So in this exercise, we're going to take either a dumbbell or a medicine ball. Okay, we're going to hold it in front of us. Okay, we're going to get shoulder width a stance, maybe a little bit more, squat down just a couple inches in order to get a good athletic base. So now this is our start position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dumbbell, I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to swing it to the other side quickly and stop it in this position, but I'm not going to move my trunk. Okay, so I'm not turning my whole body. Okay, I'm merely kind of ripping it across to the other side and stopping it quickly. So I'm moving it quickly and stopping it quickly. Okay, so you see, yeah, my shoulders are moving a little bit, but as far as spinal position and the turning really of my spine, nothing's occurring. Okay, so I'm moving it back and forth quickly, just like this. And what you can't see, but what I can feel, okay, is as I accelerate that dumbbell, okay, that's requiring those muscles to stabilize, okay, but even more so when I've got to stop the dumbbell on this side. So it's moving fast, and when I go to stop it, okay, with my arms, with my shoulders, well, immediately that force is transferred down to my core, and it wants to pull me over. It wants to make me rotate. So I've got to quickly stop against it. And that's why this is more of an advanced exercise, okay, because it is a little bit more dynamic. You've got to be able to stop that movement very quickly. We don't want people ripping that weight across, trying to stop, not being able to stop, and it pull them quickly into rotation and then causing an injury or an aggravation. So again, you can use a dumbbell or a medicine ball, just ripping across, okay, and you keep it tight. So in this case, you want to do this for about 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. If you're new, never tried it before, maybe you want to go 5. In addition, the weight that you use is going to matter. Even though the resistance is against gravity and down, and I've taught, you don't use kind of gravity-based equipment parallel to the ground, what happens is you are using this weight to create momentum. That's what you're doing, and you're having to stop the momentum. So the heavier the weight is, the harder it's going to be to stop it at the end. So start with a smaller weight, get comfortable with it, and then gradually but slowly move up to a larger weight. And if you ever feel like this is bothering your back, then just discontinue it or drop down to a little bit lighter weight. So that's how to challenge the transverse plane using a dumbbell or a medicine ball. And that's your functional fitness tip.